Well, Joe, a bit of a tough one this afternoon. I thought the performance was okay. It's just the result, obviously not.
Two good sides, two playoff sides for sure, I think. Yeah, listen, Robbie's side, we know what we're going to get from them. Very athletic, a lot of bodies they'll throw forward, gamble a lot, and real threats when they do that. Play some good stuff, get out on switches of play. We know they don't overplay in their half, but they're very good at what they do. So yeah, first and foremost, I think right up until, about 4 minutes left, probably in the first half, we've contained them apart from one big scramble, I remember first half, where I don't know how we've defended it, but it managed to, and it went out for a corner. I'm not sure if it was a save or it came off a defender. There was nothing really clear-cut, I don't think, first half. The disappointment is obviously when the set piece is dealt with and Will makes the decision to punch it, which I think is okay, that's fine. I don't think the lad's going to hit a better strike than that. It's a great strike. There's not a lot you can do about that apart from us with the second phase. Ewan said he sort of switched off a little bit. So, yeah, you take that and you go in, but really, real crucial time. I'm sure Robbie said what a great time to score. And then we come out and I think it's a wonderful kickoff from us. We sat one side and we go the other, and we end up scoring a really good goal. And there's two key moments in the game which actually has a huge impact on the game. So we switch off. We really switch off from another set play, and it's a late run, a second man run. That we've got to deal with that. We really have. But then after that, we got the other end, and it's a great bit of play again. And Els is in, and we've seen him score two like that. One at Mason and one at Farnborough, and he's headed it just too well. Ewan's done brilliantly. It's a great cross. And what was he, 6 yards out, and it manages to go wide. So, and then I think we had some lovely control in the game, as you said, Mark. The performance was fine. And the third one, I'm not too overly bothered about the third one because, of course, we're trying to chase the game. It's a bit of a transition. He goes in, and we're working ever so hard, and by the end of it, we're trying to defend, and we're really fatigued. So yeah, it's disappointing. 3 goals, not great, and like I said, I think we've handed Chelmsford that, having to really work hard for it. So yeah, it's a shame we haven't got anything out of it.
Said about like an electrifying start to the second half, Scott Wilson's goal. One thing sort of noticed, the fullback seemed pushed on quite more. Was there the messages to sort of try and come out a little bit more?
We're away from home, Mark, and we try and set a base, and we've spoke about in recent games not starting the second half so well. We've noticed that. So it was a big message about the intensity. I think naturally because the wind was going that way as well, it got us up the pitch a little bit higher. And like I said, the boys worked that. They decided to sit up one side and instead it come across to Joe, and it's a lovely move. Really, really was a good move. I'm pleased for Scotty. He worked ever so hard. Everyone, I said to them both all in there, I'm really frustrated for my players tonight. Not for me, not for anyone else. I'm frustrated for them because they've put in a really strong performance. I think it'll be a Sunday morning waking up with real frustration because Chelmsford are second in the league and there's not a lot between the two teams there. Honestly, they're really not. And as I said, I've got the utmost respect for Robbie and his team and his group, and they're going ever so well. They're up there on merit, but there's not too much there we have to be too worried about in terms of performances. Now, where we are at a stage of the season, you have to get results because it's going to go right to the wire. I've said to you a few weeks back, we're going to be in there, we're going to come out at times, we're going to lose a game, we might lose a couple, we might win 3. So yeah, we need to dust ourselves down. The big issue is now bodies. We are literally down to bare bones. You saw we only had 3 outfield subs today. And Kieran looks like he's done his ankle ligaments, swollen up really bad. Russie looks like he's out for the season. Cody's still not fit for today. And if you talk about those players, in all honesty, they're big players, and they'll be big players in any National League South team. And we're without them today. So we won't feel sorry for ourselves. We'll stay really positive. It's a real important stage of the season. We understand that. But we'll be fine. We'll be absolutely fine. I'm not gonna go in there and rip anyone's heads off. That's for sure. The boys have done fine today. We lost a game of football. We know we can do better with the goals, but the performance in general was good.
You said about the injuries, which is why he strengthened the squad over the last couple of months. James and Arby, one of them who came in around the turn of the year, started today. What did you make of his performance?
Did fine. Did really, really well. These guys have been out of football for quite a long time. James and Isaac. I thought Isaac did well again when he went on. So. Yeah, they're getting up to speed in games. We haven't trained for the last couple of weeks, as you know, because it's been Saturday, Tuesday. It'd be a real relief to us that we can have a free week. We'll be in, but it'd be very minimal in regards of what physical output we can put into the players. I'll maybe have to look at, I said to you last week, I'll maybe have to look at the loan market again. We're gonna go to Worthing with 1 midfield player by the looks of it. Chris Lyons has gone to Yates and he needs games. I haven't seen Chris for 2 weeks because he's been ill, and there's no way we can chuck him into it without having games. So we've done that for him and for us. So yeah, it's like I said, not feeling sorry for ourselves. Take all the positives out of the game. Never an easy place to come Chelmsford away. Never is. But I feel as if tonight we gave them the game rather than they had to work really hard for it. But we were competitive in the game in the same one as well. This wasn't a weak away performance. People look at it, go 3-1, Chelmsford easy. It certainly wasn't one of them games. I'm sure Robbie will say that. So all we can is put it to bed and go on to next Sunday down at Worthing.
Yeah, it's only our 4th away league defeat of the season. As you said, back to Worthing next week. Very different Worthing from when they played us in the FA Cup back in October. Under a new manager, do you think it's going to be the same style?
Well, in all honesty, I don't know, because they've had a little bad run of results themselves. Always have been and always will be a good footballing side. Got some technical players in there, but they're having a bit of a difficult time. Teams will go through it in this league. We have said it. I spoke to Robbie about it before the game. I actually agree with him. I think this is probably the best National League South league it's been for, well, in my 6 years, in my tenure at Bath City Football Club. It's really competitive, some really good coaches, good players. So we know it won't be easy, but we also understand we're a good side. I said that to them there. You're a good group, lads. You are real good groups. But when it's those key moments, we have to show that little nasty edge. I've said that sometimes, where it's probably been wanting a little bit. But today, like I said, I'm not gonna be too negative about it, Mark. I think it's important this stage of the season we stay really positive, look at the performance as a whole, pick the bones out of the goals against, focus on the really good goal we scored and the chances we created. Like I said, there was a lot. Dan Hayfield's had a really good chance from the corner, just didn't get quite enough on it. Another one's landed in there at Jordan Dyer, and he just couldn't quite work his feet in it. So it's not like we've come away and there's been just the odd chance. There's been a couple. And like I said, a turning point in the game is when we give them that 2-1 back after we'd scored, and then we miss our chance in the box. So it's as simple as that. It's not complicated, this game. But we'll stay positive and we'll look forward to a good week and make sure we're ready when we get down there on Sunday.
So a final word on a few players who made milestones. I spoke to you pre-match. Joe Raines, 200 appearances. Elliot Freer, 100 in the league. And Dan Hayfield hit the century in all competition. I think that's the most standout one because he's only missed 3 games, I think, since he joined. And having those sort of players, that commitment has really helped the progression this season.
Massive. I said it to you sort of pre-season. It was important we kept the group together. Been together now just over 2 seasons. It's vitally important we still keep them. We haven't done that yet as a football club. We have to really focus as well on looking at the future and what it holds. There's a lot of things to be sorted still. Myself being one, the players definitely, you need to sort that out. That needs to be done. My staff, and without that, we can't really look to the future. So yeah, it's an important couple of weeks certainly that we have to do that. We don't want to lose any of these players, and the club have to make a decision on that. So yeah, it's a tough league with the West Country League, but there's lots of people that be talking to players. It's that time of the season. I know there's people in the plus, but there's a lot of teams that are outside it and probably looking to next season already. And I've seen that players are signing contracts up and down the country. We need to get that sorted. They're reaching these milestones because they've been with us and they're consistent in their performances. And credit to those boys you mentioned there because they're here on merit and they're very, very good National League South players. So yeah, me for one wants to get them sorted as much as we can, as quick as we can. And then next season, wherever we may be, we've got a group that's got continuity still. So, and I think you're seeing that in performances, Mark. So it's a very good point you make, and it's important we get to work quickly on it.
Commiserations, and we'll see you again next Sunday.
Cheers. Thanks, man.